Hello, welcome to Spread Book Joy. Today I'm doing a very short author spotlight on one of my favourite picture book illustrators and authors, Melissa Castrillon. So the first book I encountered of Melissa Castrillon's which caught my eye was the book Mighty Min. It was part of a number of books that were sent to my school for a reading competition, and part of the picture book selection was this stunning cover of this tiny girl perched on a flower and the title Mighty Min. Now I was drawn to it for a number of reasons. First of all, the stunning illustration style. I'm completely fell in love immediately with this, the way that Melissa Castrillon's colours, the colour scheme she uses, the sort of limited colour palette, the overlaying of colours to make other colours, and the sort of soft textural style of her drawings, sort of pencil pastel kind of sketches that she does, and and her characters have just got such lovely, fun, whimsical faces, like the little snail here and the tiny bug over here. So also I was drawn to the fact that it was a picture book about a mighty girl, Mighty Min, and she's very, very small but tiny but mighty. I'm just going to show you a few of the images inside, and as soon as you open it up I was rewarded with these stunning images, just vivid pictures, and very much very feminist, I felt, because we've got her Min, who lives with her 3 aunties, and her aunties are, as you can see, fixing roofs, tending the garden, chopping down big plants and trees, cooking, and they're living in this tiny little house because they're very tiny people. You see the size of the snail down here. So this was the first encounter that I had, and the tale of Min is wonderful. Mighty Min, every night Min listens to her aunties telling tales of all of their deeds, about saving, being saved from a hawk and that kind of thing. And Min wants her own adventure, and she does get an adventure, and just can't tell you the pleasure it gives me to just look through this book and glance at these illustrations. I just think they're really beautiful, but the story itself is lovely as well. The story of someone who kind of wants to live up to her older relatives and their sort of, their escapades, and she eventually does, but she does it in her own way. She helps all these creatures who are upset or stuck around the garden, and they tell her about this monster that's been terrorising them, and Min, I won't spoil the ending for you, but Min rescues them. So that was my first encounter with Melissa Castrillon. My next encounter was with her as an illustrator of middle grade books, and I absolutely adore the Michelle Harrison Pinch of Magic series. I can't find my copy of the first book because a lot of my books are stored away at the moment, but these are the second, third and fourth books in this was a trilogy, it's now a series, by Michelle Harrison, and I straight away recognised the style of her artwork, and was again just really delighted with these beautiful images. And I love to go back after I've read the stories and have a real close look at the details that she's put in, and the details are very, they're very tiny details from each of these stories. If you've read the stories, I'd urge you to go back and look at the cover and see the details in each of the covers that she's put in, but I just love her style. I think it's very playful, it's really colourful, very, very attractive, and yeah, that was my next encounter with Melissa Castrillon's work. My next encounter with Melissa Castrillon, I bought this book. So I started looking up her work, thinking, oh my goodness, I love Mighty Min. I've loved the cover illustrations on the Pinch of Magic series. So I got this next book, which is a beautiful wordless picture book. And unfortunately, because of my camera angle, you can't quite see, but it's very tall and thin. And it's again a story of a girl, but this time it's about an ordinary everyday situation of a girl moving home, and she moves from the countryside. Let me just show you the stunning design of this book though quickly. There, the inside, got this beautiful hidden treasure under the dust jacket. So this is an almost wordless picture book, and this fits with the prompt of home and the prompt of green and probably red for the cover, I would say, for picture this. But inside, these end papers are just so striking. So it's all about a girl who moves home from the countryside, where she's feeling, she obviously loves the countryside, and you can see Here she's at home with nature, they've got a house in the country, there's mum and dad and they're getting a letter, and she's sort of in the garden there, and we zoom into where she is. She's got all these creatures around her, she's got a book which has got a plant on it, like she's clearly enamoured of all the nature around her. But you can see in the background mum and dad reading a letter, they've got some news, and we've got one word here which is home, so this fits for that prompt as well. So the letter is revealing that they have been offered a job in the city, mum or dad, I can't remember which it is. And so we've got a very upset little girl saying goodbye to all her friends, and you can see as the sun goes down, look at the change in the colours here. Got lots of vibrant kind of reds seeping into the different greens and making these gorgeous purple lilacs. I just love the way she mixes colour in her books. So they move, and on the move they leave and they go. You can see all this greenery and all these beautiful colours, and as they go towards the city it becomes much more muted. The sort of warmth comes out of it a bit more. You've got these cooler shades of blue and pink and red, and look at the dismay of their box house in the city. So this is a really lovely book because as she goes around her new home, she just thinks about the possibilities of what she can do to live there. She's very upset at first, but realises that actually it's kind of like a tale of home is what you make it, and she decides to plant a seed, and before you know it, on her balcony she starts to grow plants and brings the nature to her. We've got just very few words throughout the text, but you can see the emotion, the expressions. I just love the whimsy of these drawings, and it's just a beautiful tale. So this fits for lots of our prompts for Picture This. If you're following our Picture This readathon, I should have said at the beginning of the video, I'll leave a link in the description box to all of the announcements and the prompts. If you couldn't take part in Picture This in April, you can always take part in it anytime you like. Happy if people just are inspired to pick up a picture book, even if it's not this month. Can You Keep a Secret is the most recent book that I bought by Melissa Castrillon. I don't know if it's her most recent one, but she does have a couple of other books that I haven't got round to buying yet, but I will. And we're back to this kind of fairy tale like story that we had in Mighty Min. Mighty Min was very much a bit like Thumbelina, and what's brilliant about this book, aside from this just beautiful illustrations, it's so stunning again, and the chosen colour palette, we've got a mixed race child and a multiracial family, which that kind of representation is just very sparse in children's picture books. There is improvement, but not as, the representation is just still woefully inadequate. So this is a tale of Winnie, and she lives in a house that's very old, and they've got a tapestry, and there are old sort of dragons and creatures on there, fearsome creatures that used to live in the woods where they live, and her parents say they don't live there anymore. She thinks the dragons have come back, and she goes on an adventure. And again, we've got this really, I just love these images of very fierce, brave little girl and going on an adventure, and it's again another wonderful story. Children absolutely love it. Very reminiscent at certain points of, for me, Where the Wild Things Are, Maurice Sendak. So when she finds these creatures, she actually realizes they're not quite that scary after all, and she makes friends with them. And this reminds me of the wild rumpus in Where the Wild Things Are quite a bit. But yeah, typical sort of signature style of Melissa Castrillon. Beautiful, beautiful illustrations, a brave young girl at the heart of it all, who makes lots of friends, and yeah, I can't recommend her highly enough. If I get any more of her books, I will review them. So that's the work of possibly my favourite children's illustrator working at the moment, Melissa Castrillon. She's absolutely wonderful, and I highly recommend her books for adults as well as children, because I just find them so beautiful to look at, beautiful pieces of art. If you are taking part in Picture This, let me know. Have you encountered any of her books throughout Picture This? Are you going to go out and get any of Melissa Castrillon's work? Have you got any of her other books? I'd love to hear about it. And if you like this video, please don't forget to leave a comment and a thumbs up, because every little bit helps, and hopefully I will see you again here soon. Bye.